Hey everyone, Sean Watasa here, back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking all about ERC-1155 smart contracts and an overview of what we're going to be covering in this video. We'll first go over what is the ERC-1155 standard. We'll go over and cover what ERC-1155 NFTs are and how they differ from other standards like ERC-20 and ERC-721. We'll then jump on to thirdweb and show you how to deploy your very own ERC-1155 smart contracts using thirdweb's prebuilt smart contracts. We'll go over a few different smart contracts that you can deploy using thirdweb and also cover the differences between the smart contracts and why you would choose to deploy one over another. So with that being said, let's get started. And first, let's go over what is an ERC-1155 NFT or what is the ERC-1155 standard. Now, ERC-1155 tokens are known as something called semi-fungible tokens. Now, if you watched our other videos on ERC-20 and ERC-721 tokens, ERC-20 being fungible tokens and ERC-721 being non-fungible tokens, we understand the differences between the two, where again, fungible being like ERC-20s, where all the tokens are pretty much identical and the value and characteristics of each token are the same no matter which token it is. Versus an ERC-721, a non-fungible token or an NFT where each token is unique. Now with ERC-1155, we brought about something called semi-fungible tokens, and it lives somewhere in between an ERC-20 and an ERC-721 token. So a semi-fungible token means that we can have unique tokens within our smart contract like an ERC-721, but those unique tokens or NFTs can also have fungibility to them. In an ERC-721 or an NFT smart contract, each token would be unique and no other person could own that same token. In an ERC-1155, we can have these unique NFTs, but we can have multiple owners of the same exact token. Now that can be a little bit confusing and it could take some time getting used to understanding what exactly an ERC-1155 token is, but let's go over an example or a use case of where you might use an ERC-1155 token, and hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what they are. So the best example that I like to give is imagine a game where you want to have in-game items. So let's just say in this game, you have different items like a sword and a shield. You can have an inventory of multiple of these swords and many players can own these swords. But instead of making that sword a unique token or a non-fungible token for each of the players, we can create one token in an ERC-1155 contract and have multiple owners of that one item or token. This works the same for other in-game assets, whether it's potions or anything that you want to keep inventory of. Instead of creating each one of these items as an individual NFT, we can create one NFT that symbolizes this item, and then multiple people can own one, if not many, of that same NFT. This is a great way for us to keep track of inventory within our game utilizing the blockchain. So just a quick recap, ERC-1155 tokens are semi-fungible tokens on the blockchain. They can represent both fungible and non-fungible items, making them ideal for things like Web3 games, where you need to be able to manage a variety of different types of tokens within a single system. So I hope that explanation of what an ERC-1155 token helped out. Now that we have a better understanding of what they are, let's actually deploy our very own ERC-1155 smart contracts using thirdweb. So I'm going to jump onto the thirdweb dashboard here, and we're going to go over and deploy our very own. All right, so on my computer here, I am on the thirdweb dashboard. I have my wallet already connected, and what we're going to do is head on over to the contracts tab here at the top. And in the contract tab here, this is where you can see all of the contracts that you've deployed through thirdweb. I'm going to quickly come over to deploy contract here in the top right. And if we scroll down a bit, there is an NFTs section, which has all of the pre-built contracts that relate to NFTs that you can deploy through thirdweb. We're going to hit this view all tab here, and you can see there are quite a few different types of NFT smart contracts that you can deploy. Now, if you watched our other videos on other standards like ERC-721, we went over some of the NFT smart contracts you can deploy through there, like the NFT drop or NFT collection smart contracts. In this video with ERC-1155, we're going to cover deploying two different types of smart contracts here, and that's going to be our edition drop contract and our edition contract. Both of these are the same types of smart contracts where they offer ERC-1155 tokens, but the difference between the two is that the edition drop has the drop extension, which essentially adds claimable conditions to your smart contract. So to quickly explain the difference between an edition and an edition drop contract, the edition contract will allow you to mint and create ERC-1155 tokens. All of the NFTs that get created, though, through the edition contract are created and minted by the owner of the contract or whoever you set and give permissions to be able to mint and create. Not anyone will be able to claim their NFTs directly from the smart contract. This use case, this is if maybe you want to have a specific maybe admin wallet or something be the only creator of tokens on the contract. You can do it this way. You can still transfer and distribute the NFTs how you want on a marketplace or airdropping, but the minter and creator will always be that admin wallet that you set. Versus with an edition drop contract, you have the claim condition extension added to this smart contract here, allowing you to set certain conditions while claiming. Maybe you add a price or maybe add limitations to conditions that a user has to meet in order to claim the NFT from the smart contract. So the drop functionality are features that you're a bit more familiar with if you've ever claimed an NFT before. You normally have to pay or meet certain requirements or, be part of something like an allow list in order to claim the NFT. And that's essentially what the drop extension here adds. But we'll take a closer look at the differences when we deploy these contracts. So I'm going to deploy an edition contract first. I'm going to click on this. And you can see here, you can read a little bit more about the contracts here. You can see some of the use cases and examples. One could be create an NFT collection where each NFT has 100 copies, airdropping NFTs to a list of addresses, or creating 10 copies of maybe an artwork that you want to sell on a marketplace. So again, this doesn't have the claimable functionality. So you can airdrop and you can sell on marketplaces. It's a great case for the edition contract here. So I'm going to hit deploy now in the top right here. And what will be brought up first is the contract parameters. So we'll have to fill out things like the name. So I'll just call this our ERC-1155 contract. You can give it a symbol. I'm just going to say test 1155. And you can add a description. You can also drop in an image here. Maybe this is going to be our artwork here. So I'll just have a little blob. You can set your royalties. If you're going to be selling this on like a secondary marketplace, you can set the royalties here, the percentage of the royalties, the wallet address that the royalties should be sent to. And then if you scroll down to the very bottom here, you'll see network and chain. Now, this is where you can set the blockchain you want to deploy your smart contract to. So if we hit this drop down here, you'll see you can select a network. Now with thirdweb, we support any EVM compatible blockchain. This includes mainnets and testnets. You can search the chain name here or just type in the chain ID and you can select the network or chain that you want to deploy to. So let's just say in this case, I want to just deploy to the Sepolia testnet. I'll get a message here saying for me to switch to that proper network. And once I'm switched, I have Sepolia here confirmed and then I can hit deploy now. And what this will do is bring up a transaction here in our wallet for us to pay gas to deploy the smart contract. So right over here, I have my gas that I need to confirm. We'll confirm that it's deploying now this contract to the Sepolia blockchain. Next, we're going to get another pop-up for a signature request. And this is for us to be able to add this contract to the thirdweb dashboard, where we'll be able to easily maintain and manage the smart contract. So right over here, you can see we have a signature request coming from thirdweb. We'll sign this here, and this will create us a contract dashboard for us on thirdweb's dashboard, where again, we can manage this contract, and we'll take a look at that once this finishes. All right, and we successfully deployed our smart contract here. It's going to bring you over to your contract dashboard. You can see here, this is our ERC-1155 contract. You have your contract address, some of the metadata of our contract, like the image and everything. And if we look down here, we have our contract checklist. We already deployed our contract. The next thing we need to do is mint our first NFT. And we'll do that in just a bit, but I want to quickly go over the side navigation here. We have the overview. This is going to give you an overview of the contract address, some analytics on the contract, some of the latest events, the permissions, and you can quickly navigate into those different areas as well. which are right here on the left. You have code snippets. So if you're building a application with this smart contract, you can look at the code snippets on how to interact with this contract and how to quickly get started. The Explorer tab here, you can think of this like a block explorer, where you have the ability to view all the write and read functions of your smart contract. You can execute functions directly from here. You can read your smart contract and get information from the smart contract here, like next token ID to mint is 0. And again, you can execute your smart contract functions directly from the thirdweb dashboard here using the Explorer. Right down here below that is your events. So any of the events from your smart contract that get emitted to the blockchain, you'll be able to view all of those events here. We have analytics, so we will be able to view the interactions or transactions that happen on your smart contract, the amount of unique wallets that have interacted with it, the total number of events. So as you start to use the smart contract, you'll be able to view the analytics of it. We also have the payments tab here. This is if you want to enable things like the credit card checkout through thirdweb. You can enable payments and go through that process. Then you have your settings tab here. This is where you'll be able to configure the contract metadata that we had set previously, and also set some of the different recipient addresses for things like primary sale, royalties, platform fees. So basically, if you need to re-edit the contract parameters that you entered before deploying it, you can come into the settings tab and set those here. Below that, you have your sources tab. This is going to be all the Solidity files and source files here that create this smart contract. So you can go through if you want to read all the different Solidity contracts that make up this contract here. And then below that, this is the NFTs tab, and this is where we can set up our NFTs for this smart contract. We have a mint button right up here. So let's go ahead and create our first NFT. So I'm going to hit mint, and let me just call this NFT number 1. We'll give it an image, which is our blob friend here. And then we can select the initial supply. So this is going to be, again, the initial supply of this NFT. Maybe we say 10. Now, when we hit mint, all 10 of these NFTs are going to be minted directly to our wallet. And because we are the owner and admin of this smart contract, again, we are the only ones that can create the NFTs on this smart contract. And all NFTs that are minted go directly to our wallet first. So that's what initial supply is here. We can add properties and traits, and you can configure your metadata of your NFT here on this screen. So let's say we want to mint this NFT with an initial supply of 10. We're going to hit mint NFT. We'll then get a pop-up here to confirm the transaction to mint those 10 NFTs. All right, and once that is done, you can see here that we have our first NFT, and you can see the initial supply here is 10. And again, ERC-1155 NFTs are semi-fungible NFTs. So we have one unique token here, which is token ID 0, but we can have multiple owners of that specific token. In this case, we have 10 NFTs, or a supply of 10. So we have 10 of these unique versions of token ID 0. We mint another NFT here. So let's just say NFT number 2. And we give this another item or image here. Let's just say it's a sword for a game item. And maybe we have 20 for this one. We can mint this NFT. And this is going to be a separate NFT from our blob character here. So let me just confirm this. But it in itself is going to be able to have 20 copies of the token ID 1, which is this NFT right over here. So again, ERC-1155s are a combination of ERC-721 and ERC-20s, which is why they're considered semi-fungible tokens. They're not fully fungible. They're not fully non-fungible. They're kind of an in-between of them both. And here you can see we have token ID 1, which is another unique NFT, but we have a supply of 20. So again, this could be a great instance or use case for an in-game item where the item is the same, right? We don't need unique tokens for each one of these items because they share the same attributes. Now, maybe you want to make an item that is upgradable. In that case, you may want to use an ERC-721 because if someone upgrades their item, that one item now becomes unique and different from the other items. So again, like if we had a sword here and let's just say you use something on the sword to give it a plus 10 attack, you may not want to use an ERC-1155 for this because that means every single one of these swords will have a plus attack attached to it. But if you have unique NFTs like the ERC-721, a user can then manipulate and change the data on that specific token that's unique to their own. Whereas in ERC-1155, all of these tokens, again, are going to share the same attributes as one another. So that's one thing to keep in mind when choosing between an ERC-1155 and an ERC-721. If you want to be able to manipulate the metadata, or a user has the ability to manipulate the metadata of their token, you may want to use an ERC-721 because, again, that is a unique token that can be changed. Whereas in 1155, that change will apply to all the tokens within that, no matter who the owner is. So one thing to keep in mind when doing that. But again, this is a quick example of deploying an ERC-1155 smart contract. This is the addition contract. Now, one last tab that we have down here is a permissions tab. And if we click on that, this is where you can add admins. You can add different wallets as minters or creators. You can select if a NFT is transferable or non-transferable. So this is where you can edit and change any of those permissions here. You just simply add in the wallet address, hit add address, and then you will have to update the permission, pay for the gas, because this is going to be written to the smart contract. So you do need to pay gas for that, and you can update that information. That's a quick overview of an ERC-1155 addition contract. Now we're going to head back to the contracts tab. We're going to go to deploy contract one more time. And this time we're going to scroll down and we're going to deploy ourselves an addition drop contract. So again, this addition drop contract has the drop here, which is our claim condition extension that you can add to a contract to make it claimable by people. And if you read the use cases and examples down here, you can see we can create something like an NFT membership, like early access cards that users can claim or pay a fee for. We can release items in a game, again, maybe something that people can pay for, or we can create 100 NFTs based on an art piece, and then we can allow people to claim it as well. Again, this drop contract is if we need the ability for other people to be able to claim these NFTs. So I'm going to come up here, hit deploy now. We're going to call this our ERC-1155 drop. And we're just going to call this, give it a symbol of drop here. And then we're going to give an image here. Again, you can fill out your contract parameters here to your liking. Down here at the network or chain, select the drop down, select the chain that you want to deploy the smart contract to, and then hit deploy now. What we brought up with our transaction here, we'll confirm that transaction to pay the gas to deploy our smart contract. And then we'll get our second pop-up here for the signature request, again, to add it to our thirdweb dashboard. There's our signature request. Let's sign that to add it to our dashboard. And there we go. We have that successfully deployed. So again, the contract is going to look very similar to the regular addition contract that we deployed. Again, this is going to be our addition drop contract. And the navigation on the side is going to look the same like our addition contract, but there are some few changes. So one change down here, you're going to see embed, which we're going to go over in a bit. But if we go to our NFTs here, you're going to see single and batch upload. Now, what we're going to be able to do is upload and set the metadata for our tokens. Now, this isn't going to mint the NFTs to our wallet. Again, we're giving the ability to mint and claim to users, so other wallets on top of our smart contract. And I'm just going to do a single upload here really quick. We're going to call this NFT, or actually we'll call this sword, and we'll use the game items as an example. So maybe this is our sword here. We can add a description, some property and traits, and we're going to just lazy mint this. You can see here, we don't need to set a quantity like we did in the addition contract. We just need to lazy mint our NFT. So I'm going to confirm that. We're going to lazy mint our sword, and then I'm going to lazy mint one more NFT after this for our shield. So there you go. We have our sword, and let's do one more again for our shield, and we'll get our shield image here. And I'm going to lazy mint this as well here. Again, we don't need to set a quantity that we want to mint because we're not minting this NFT. We're lazy minting, and essentially it's just setting the metadata of the NFT of what it's supposed to be. So hit confirm that transaction to lazy mint this NFT's metadata. And there you go. We now have two NFTs here. We have token ID 0, which is our sword. We have token ID 1, which is our shield. And maybe these are, again, our examples of our in-game items for our Web3 game. Now, you'll notice that if you watched our ERC-721 videos, there was a tab here to set the claim conditions. Now, the claim conditions in an ERC 721 are applied to all of the tokens within the contract. Where ERC 1155 differs from that is each token can technically have its own set of claim conditions, right? So maybe we want to charge 10 tokens for the sword, but we want to charge 15 tokens for the shield. Each token can have its own specified claim condition. So what we have to do in order to set the claim conditions for these specific tokens is to click on one of them. So let's just click on the sword NFT here. And within the sword NFT here, we can set the claim conditions. So in here, I can add my claim condition phases. So if I hit this, I have different claim conditions here. And to quickly go over each of the claim conditions, we'll go over each one briefly. You can also hover over the info tag here and then read a little bit more about it. But the only owner, this is going to be where only the owner or deployer of the smart contract has the ability to claim the NFT. This can be used for maybe you are launching an NFT, you're deploying your smart contract, but you want to be able to claim some of those NFTs for yourself, maybe to distribute or airdrop later on. You can set only owner here. This makes sure that no one else can access and claim the NFT from the smart contract. Only the owner can. You have allow list here. This is for, again, if you want to create an allow list or a whitelist of maybe specific wallet addresses that you are allowing to claim the NFT. Only if your wallet address is on that list that is uploaded can you actually claim the NFT. There is public with allow list, but I'll come back to that one in a moment. We'll go to public first. So a public, this is going to be open to the public, meaning anyone can claim the NFT. You can set the certain claim conditions, maybe max per wallet. Maybe you're only selling a certain amount. It's first come, first serve. You can put a cost required in order to claim or mint the NFT. And then coming back down here, you have public with allow list. So this is public. So again, it's still open to everyone with those claim conditions, but you can overwrite those permissions or conditions with an allow list. An example would be maybe we open it up to the public. The sword costs 10 tokens, but if you are on the allow list, so maybe if your wallet matches a wallet address on the allow list, you pay 5 tokens for the sword. So the public with allow list is still a public claim condition, but you can overwrite certain things with an allow list. So you can pick your claim condition here. For this example, we're just going to select a public. Again, you can say how many NFTs will be in a drop, when the drop is going to start, how much you want to charge. You can set things like how many NFTs can be claimed per wallet. So you can configure this to your liking. You just hit save phase here once you have everything set. And then you just confirm the transaction here, pay for the gas to set the claim condition for that NFT. There you go. It's saved. And we can come back here. And again, you can set the claim condition per token within the contract. So let's come down to the shield one. We can set the claim condition here. You can see a claim condition isn't set because it has a separate claim condition from the other token ID, which was the sword NFT. So again, you can come here. You can set your claim condition. You can maybe change the price, maybe set allow list. You can configure the claim condition however you want for this specific NFT. And again, that is how you set up your ERC-1155 NFTs and how you set up the claim conditions for each one for an edition drop contract. Now, again, I mentioned previously that there is an extra tab here, and that is your embed tab. And because, again, the drop allows others to claim the NFT, you can actually create a quick embed here that you can just copy and paste this iframe here into your website, whether you're building your own website or maybe you're using like a no-code website builder. You can just drop this iframe here, and this is a preview of what you're going to get. So you just have your configurations here. You set the token ID here. So right now it's set to token ID 1, or it's set to token ID 0, which is our sword NFT, which has a claim condition already set. You can enable gasless with things like Open Zeppelin Relayer or Beconomy. You can set the theme here. Let's just say a dark. All right, so I'll change it to dark theme. You can set the color here. Maybe we want this to be orange to match the sword here. So you can configure your embed and you can have a preview of what it's going to look like here. You can see it's free to mint. So if I, copied this iframe here into my website, this is what I would see. I could connect to my wallet here. We'll disconnect, but let's just say we connect our wallet here. There we go. We can mint an NFT. We can say, hey, I want to buy 3. If it wasn't free, it would show the price and everything here, but let's just say mint. So, exactly what you're seeing here is what the embed will look like on your website. You can confirm, pay the gas and everything, pay the fees if there are any to claim the NFT. And then once the NFT is claimed, you should see the minted count here go up. All right, so successfully minted. So you can see here 3 have been minted, and that is your embed. Now, if I change this to token ID 1, which is our shield NFT, you'll see that will load here. All right, so but over here, you're not going to be able to claim it because, again, we don't have a claim condition set for this specific token ID. So it's going to say sold out, but if we were to set up a claim condition, it will show the price and everything on if I was able to claim that NFT. So again, the embeds is a great way for if you just need to quickly embed this into a website of yours. You can just copy this iframe embed code here, stick it into your website. And then again, this is what you will see here. You have your quick configurations and everything to set that up all here on the left. And there you have it. That was a quick tutorial and video going over ERC-1155 tokens. Again, ERC-1155 tokens are semi-fungible tokens. They're not fully fungible like ERC-20s or fully non-fungible like ERC-721s, but they kind of have a combination of features of both of them. We also went over how to deploy your very own ERC-1155 smart contracts using thirdweb's pre-built contracts, and how quickly and easily you can deploy those contracts, get them set up all within the thirdweb dashboard, and even take an embed code and quickly plug that into your website in order to allow users to claim your ERC-1155 NFTs. But again, I hope you folks enjoyed this video. You found some value in it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on more tutorial videos just like this. And if you need any help or support, we'll drop a link down in the description below where you can open up a support ticket and you can ask our support team any questions and they'll be happy to help you out and answer them. But again, I hope you folks enjoyed this video, and until next time, see ya.